What's up, internet friends, VCs, founders, and the Entree Pro Curious? You've made it, and you're here. It's Venture Daily with me, Peter Saddington. What's up, my friends? I hope you are having a wonderful day today. It is Tuesday, after all, and we are in the month of February. Can you believe it, guys? We are in the month of February. I love being a part of your day. Make sure that you smash the like button if you're here. If you're listening to me on the commute, on Apple iTunes or Spotify or Google Podcast, that's fine. Just sit back and don't let the road rage affect you while I serenade your ears with some wonderful news that you can use. Guys, we got a great show for you today. We're going to be going over 3 news bits, as you know, and then we're going to be going through the venture deals for today. So we always love to know where the money is going and where the money is flowing. And in today's final word, I'm just going to ask you a simple question, and we'll see if we can answer it. The simple question for today is, am I a successful person? Me, Peter Saddington. So you guys will be able to see if you're listening and watching on the boob tubes, or you can just listen in audio format in the final word as to whether moi, yours truly, could be considered or be in the category of a successful person. Who knows? But today in today's news bits, guys, we're going to be going over 3 things. Apparently, the scooter economy is continuing to grow. This is one of those areas of startups that I don't know if I fully understand. Like, I get it because I've been in San Francisco and I've done the scooters downtown here in Atlanta. Like, it's cool, it's novel, I get it, but is it really a profitable business, or is it really just one of those things that just is, it's cool right now, but it might not be cool in the future? Well, there's a company, Bird, that is getting blasted into the stratosphere with some capital injection and some acquisition. So the scooter company, Bird. Then we're going to go on to Barstool Sports. Now apparently this company is getting acquired as well. Barstool Sports. The only thing that I've ever really noticed around Barstool Sports are just funny random sports videos that sometimes come up now and again in my feed. And last but not least, in today's news bit, guys, we're going to be talking more about 5G. There's a lot of important information when it comes to rolling out 5G in 2020 and beyond. So we'll definitely want to stay on top of that. So those are the 3 news bits. Let's jump right into it, guys. Well, the electric scooter startup Bird flies high with new funding and an acquisition. Electric scooter company Bird has added even more capital to its war chest and acquired a small micro-mobility player in Europe. 3 months ago, Bird announced its $275 million in Series D funding led by CDPQ and Sequoia Capital. Now it's adding yet another $75 million to bringing the round to a size of $350 million. It's also acquired a rival called Cirque, a Berlin-based scooter rental startup that has reportedly been struggling since late last year. Now, in my opinion, I think most of them are probably going to end up struggling as well. It underwent layoffs and has done some restructuring in hopes of becoming unit economic profitable in 2020, according to TechCrunch. The company was trying to raise another round of funding, prompting the acquisition talks with Bird. Thanks to the deal, Bird will add more than 300 employees under its European operations and further its expansion on the continent. A representative for Bird told Termsheet that the company is still working through what the expansion plans entail, but it will use its fresh funding to continue on its path to profitability and ongoing vehicle research and development. Investors today are looking for financially disciplined companies with a clear path to profitability, said Bird CEO Travis Vanderzanden in a news release. Nice name. More than 12 months ago, we shifted our focus from growth to profitability, which put us in a position to deliver the strongest unit economics and longest-lasting custom-designed vehicles of any micromobility company today. Profitability is a hot topic these days, and as this author wrote about previously in the scooter startup, Lime, the scooter startup, plans to lay off 14% of its staff, or approximately 100 people, as it pulled out of dozens of markets in the US and abroad. At the time, co-founder and CEO Brad Baio said, quote, "Part of our realizing our vision to transform urban mobility is achieving financial independence. That's why we have shifted our primary focus to profitability." Because the scooter economy has largely been fueled by fast growth, fierce competition, and unsustainable business models, profitability has typically been left on the back burner. In the past, venture capital firms that fund unicorns have had a much higher tolerance for foregoing profitability for growth. But as more and more of these unicorns trot to the public markets, sentiment has begun to change. When asked why Bird has decided to shift its focus from growth to profitability, the Bird representative pointed me to a quote from Vander Zanden. Quote, "Gone are the days when the top line growth was the leading KPI for emerging companies. Positive unit economics is the new goal line." Well, ain't that the truth? For the pivoting to profitability talk going on in Silicon Valley, it's refreshing to see companies are finally starting to take it seriously. Well, as much as you want to take the whole idea of finding profitability first, I think that's a great idea, by the way. However, when it comes to scooters, Lime, Bird, I don't know. I just feel like, and maybe this is just my ignorance, I just feel like when it comes to mobility and scooters around cities, it's going to be one of those things where it's like, it was cool. Like we had a period of like 3 to 5 years where it was really cool. Maybe even 7 years where it was really cool to do this stuff. Really cool to scoot around. And then people realized that it actually wasn't that cool. And they ended up just buying their own or just going back to regular transport. I don't know. I'm not in a metropolitan city all the time, and so I don't have the opportunity to use it all the time. So let me know in the comments below if you're out in San Francisco or you're out in one of these major cities and you're using these scooters full time. Is it really worth it? Do you think it's going to last? Let me know in the comments below. Let's move on to our next article here. Barstool Sports. Barstool Sports. That's right, Barstool Sports is selling part of its business to a casino operator in a deal that values the company at $450 million. Holy cow. Barstool Sports, I can't say this for some reason. Barstool Sports, the sports media site, has agreed to sell a 36% interest stake in its business to casino operator Penn National Gaming. That's approximately $163 million in cash and convertible preferred stock. The deal would value Barstool at $450 million. The deal would give Penn National exclusive rights to use the Barstool brand for all of its online and retail sports betting and iCasino products. In the fall, Barstool launched the Barstool Bets, a platform that offers free-to-play betting contests. Quote, with its leading digital content, well-known brand, and deep roots in sports betting, Barstool Sports is the ideal partner for Penn National and will enable us to attract a new, younger demographic, which will nicely complement our existing customer database, said Penn National CEO Jay Snowden in a news release. What he really means is he's super excited to get the younger generation into gambling because, crypto couldn't fully do it, so we gotta bring the younger generation into gambling even more and keep them there because we have funny Barstool videos that are constantly going all around them while they're gambling their lives away. No, I'm just kidding. Gambling is actually really ridiculously fun if done responsibly, so do that responsibly. What's interesting here is that Penn National isn't exactly focused on Barstool's content. It's focused more at monetizing a cult-like, sport-obsessed audience. That partnership would allow Penn National to market its products to Barstool's audience of nearly 66 million monthly unique visitors. According to Vox, Barstool generated between $90 million and $100 million in revenue last year, with the majority coming from podcasts, merchandise sales, and gambling deals. The author of this particular article spoke with the CEOs of fantasy sports companies DraftKings and FanDuel after the U.S. Supreme Court cleared the way in 2018 for states to legalize sports betting, striking down the 1992 federal law that had banned the practice in most states. FanDuel CEO Matt King told me at the time that a market expansion like this one was bound to attract many new competitors. Many sports publishers, including Bleacher Report, ESPN, and Sports Illustrated, have established content verticals dedicated to sports betting. It'll be interesting how many of them begin rolling out sports betting apps a la Barstool. It's only a beginning for this brave new world. Very interesting. I didn't even know that because I'm not a sports fan. I don't watch ESPN. I don't watch these sports news talk things. I didn't even know that a lot of these companies like ESPN are creating entire verticals for sports betting. Isn't this just another sign that we are totally moving into the consumption age of the circle of destruction, right? I'm getting this wrong, by the way. But when it comes to like the circle of civilization, right? We go through growth, we go through renaissance, we go through engineering, we go through more technological growth, and then we move into consumption and entertainment. And then after consumption and entertainment, we go through destruction, we go through anarchy. The entire Roman Empire is destroyed, and then we have to start all over again. It just seems like to me, I know this is really a sad, violent moment, but it seems like to me that if all these sports companies, these new sports news companies are creating entire verticals for betting, it's kind of just a sign of the times. Like we are totally today in the world of abject consumerism on all levels. And I wonder where we really are in the cycle of decay of the world. I know that's a little bit depressing, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Last news bit for today: how cities dictate the pace of 5G deployment. It's a big deal. 5G's thrown around all over the place, guys. Just how fast Americans can access 5G wireless service depends on a large part on how effectively the guts of the network, namely hundreds of thousands of bulky antennas, are placed in cities, Axios' Kim Hart reports. So why does this matter? While global tensions mount over pressure to build 5G networks as fast as possible, U.S. cities are in a fight of their own with telecom carriers and federal regulators over how new 5G antennas or smart cells will be scattered throughout downtowns and neighborhoods. And I will tell you this, those cell towers, those 5G cell towers that are being popped up all over my area and all over Atlanta, they are so fugly. Why do they have to be so ugly? Why do they have to be so nasty looking? I know they can, down in Buckhead, some of you guys might know, especially if you're in Atlanta, like there's this one that popped up in Buckhead where they put some like fake tree stuff around it. It still looks fugly. Like, I know 5G is supposed to fry our brains and 5G is going to melt us and going to microwave us, according to the conspiracy theorists. Maybe. I mean, there's evidence on both sides. I just don't know. But I will tell you this. I'm not too happy about the 5G networks, the 5G towers that are getting put up right now. They're just so ugly. And they have to like cut all the trees down around them. And so it's like this barren like donut. And in the middle of this donut of barren wasteland, there's this cell tower, and it's so ugly. Why can't we figure out a better way instead of ruining the skyline? I mean, let me know in your comments below whether you know of a better way. I mean, there has to be a better way. So what's driving the news, guys? Well, next month, the 9th Circuit Court of Appeals in Pasadena, California, will hear a case between cities and the Federal Communications Commission over the placement of 5G antennas. Dozens of cities have sued the FCC over its 2018 order requiring faster permitting and limiting the fees communities can charge wireless companies to install backpack-sized antennas on city property. So what's the context? Wireless companies say that one of the biggest hurdles to deploying 5G networks is the need to negotiate with the city officials for permission to install small cells, and that some cities were charging excessive fees for access to city property. I think they should. They should make it harder for them to set stuff up because they're ugly. The FCC Republicans argue that the uniform limits to streamline the permitting process will speed up 5G rollout, and that the money telecom companies save from paying lower permit fees in big cities will help build out the networks in underserved areas faster. Quote, a lot of cities that had high fees have been able to reduce them and reach reasonable agreements with carriers, said Republican FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr. Carriers that are building out the need to compromise with cities. Cities need to understand the upside that comes with 5G. Well, The other side is that city leaders, however, say that the one-size-fits-all rules undermine their authority to charge market rates for property access. They also say the mandated fee structure weakens their leverage to negotiate wider 5G rollouts that, for example, cover low-income neighborhoods as well as rich ones. That makes sense. It's always a power play, guys. It's always a power play. So what's next? The decision in the case is expected later this year. Until then, the litigation creates uncertainty for both cities and carriers during what is supposed to be a critical time for 5G rollouts. I don't think sitting here in Washington we have the right to tell cities what to do. We've created a lot of anger in cities and states across the country who want to play a role in figuring out what the future of their infrastructure looks like, says Democratic FCC Commissioner Jester Rosenworcel, who voted against the 2018 order. Well, guys, give me your thoughts on 5G. We've been covering it pretty consistently on the daily on this channel, and the reason is because it actually is pretty important. There's a lot of things happening in 5G. Now, whether you think they're fugly or not, whether you think they're going to fry our brains and microwave us to death or not, I don't know which side you sit on. What I'm supremely curious about, regardless, as a technologist, what I'm supremely curious about is whether the promises, you know how this works, right? The promises of 5G are going to be exactly what they say in the advertisements, which is instant communications, instant connectivity to everything, the ability to have such high bandwidth download speeds, upload speeds that literally virtual reality can actually be real. Like, I can enter into a virtual reality system and there's going to be no lag, no buffering. It's all super connected. That, with my technologist hat, super curious. With my Illuminati conspiracy hat, are we going to be fried?
Nope.
I don't know. So let me know your thoughts. Is the FCC and our cities going about 5G rollout the right way? Who's to know? We'll see, and we'll keep it locked on this idea and on this news so that you guys understand what's going on with 5G in the future. True startup story, guys. You got it. Your company just got seed round financed. Congratulations. You're going to the moon. But now you have to scale. You found great talent out in California, New York, Georgia, and even Eastern Europe. So what communications platform will you be using to ensure your international team is always aligned? Well, the answer is easy. Slack.com for Teams. We've used Slack for all of our previous startups, and they've supported us in tremendous ways. And we want to give them a thanks today for supporting vchunting.com. Did you also know that Slack is a great tool for personal use? Yeah, I use my own personal Slack channel to drop in documents, notes, to-dos, and follow-ups to ensure that my workflow throughout the day is right on course. I promise you, if you try out slack.com for personal use, you'll end up using it for your team as well. Go to slack.com to check it out. Welcome back to Venture Daily with me, Peter Saddington, the fastest growing venture media daily show. Fastest growing venture media daily show on the planet, guys. Make sure to follow us on the tweeters at AgilePeter. And if you want to see my daily personal updates, you have to make sure that you download that TikTokaroos. Download the TikTok, guys, and check me out at VC Hunting on TikTok. I'm always trying to upload a daily video just talking about what's going on. Sometimes I upload multiple videos. I still don't understand how TikTok works, but Gary Vaynerchuk keeps telling me to post. So guess what? I'm going to keep posting. If Gary V said we should do it, then I guess we should do it. Make sure also to follow and subscribe the Daily Hunt, our daily newsletter, where I always drop news that you can use, news that I'm reading every day. Let's get into our venture deals for February 4th, 2020. I cannot believe, guys, once again, that we are jumping into February already. It's amazing how the time has gone by. Props, guys, for surviving. 2020. Can you believe it, guys? That there are people, that there are children, there are literally children running around who were born in like 2010. I don't know why I'm thinking about this, guys. Venture deals. Venture deals for February 4th, 2020 just works. A New York-based HR technology company raised $50 million in Series E funding. Union Square Ventures and First Smart Capital led the round. Advano, a New Orleans-based company focused on lithium-ion battery technology, raised $18.5 million in Series A funding. Mitsui Kinzoku SBI Material Innovation Fund led the round. Rombi, a Santa Clara, California-based on-demand shipment and asset monitoring platform company, raised $15.2 million in Series B funding. Anchor Group led the round. Pecan.ai, an Israel-based deep learning platform, raised $11 million in Series A funding. Dell Technology Capital and S Capital co-led the round. I'll tell you, there's a lot of deep tech, AI, and machine learning stuff coming out of Israel. It's this really interesting pattern. Now, I don't have a lot of access to the Israel and the world of startups in Israel. Man, I have some connections I have some connections into that world now. And I'm going to be really curious about their thoughts around AI, deep learning, machine learning. Like, I don't know what it is with that culture out there, guys, but I tell you, I keep reading so much deep tech coming out of that area. What is it? Is Israel going to take over the world, guys? Nuweba, a provider of application-aware serverless security services, raised $10.2 million in seed funding. Bloomberg Capital led the round. Concentric, a San Jose, California-based AI-powered enterprise data management platform to secure unstructured business-critical data, raised $7.5 million in funding. Investors included Clear Ventures. Ling Technologies, Inc., a New York-based deep tech startup that connects people and devices across miles without infrastructure, raised $6 million in seed funding. Congratulations, you got your seed funding. Now it's time to go. Amaze VR, a Sunnyvale, California-based cloud-based platform for VR content production and distribution, raised $2.5 million in Series A funding. Investors include Partners Investment. Not bad. One Huddle, a Newark-based workforce tech company that trains and motivates employees through mobile games, raised $5 million in Series A funding. Tribeca Venture Partners led the round. Encantos, a Corte Madera, California-based creator of direct-to-consumer family entertainment education brands, raised $2 million in seed funding. Congratulations, you are now capitalized. It's time to go. Kapoor Capital led the round. Crown Affair, and last but not least, Crown Affair, a New York-based beauty brand, raised $1.7 in funding from Brand Foundry. Amplify Her Ventures, Third Love's Heidi Zach, Create and Cultivates Jacqueline Johnson. Not bad. I'm going to check this out because it seems really cool. Crown Affair. Meet the new routine and ritual for your hair. Redefine your relationship with your hair through our products, guidance, and community. Ooh, you're glad I'm here. What's the philosophy of Crown Affair? Well, we believe that loving hair starts with understanding how to care for it. Each product we make is developed to work together with any or all of our products, so that together they form more than a routine, it's a ritual. We've partnered in dedicated craftsmen and chemists around the world to create thoughtfully sourced products that you'll love using every day, and we only used nice. There you go, guys. I was going to say something that was going to be a joke, and then I thought better of it so that you didn't have to listen to it. These are the venture deals for February 4th, 2020. This is where the money's going, and this is where the money is flowing.
Did you know that there's even more value than just audio or video? Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at VC Hunting, and make sure to sign up for the VC Hunting newsletter, where you'll be able to get weekly news on venture capital, startups, founder stories, and the occasional wisdom extracted from Peter's brain. Go to vchunting.com to sign up. And now, back to the episode.
Welcome back. In today's final word of today's show, the question I have to ask you is simply this. Do you consider yourself a successful person? But you might say, well, Peter, I remember you talking about this in the beginning of the show. And in the beginning of the show, you asked the question whether moi, I'm a successful person. And the reason I bring this up is because of the Shrug calendar for today. It's from Chris Saka at Saka. He says, every successful person I know takes notes. I just had a wonderful conversation, my friends, with Roy Bahat from Bloomberg Beta. And some other great conversations with lots of other. Oh, look at all these notes, guys. Look at all these notes. And you can't read them because these are all my secrets, guys. These are all my secrets. So much secrets, guys. So much secrets. So many secrets. Every successful person I know that takes notes. You want to be noticed and rise to the ranks of your company? In every meeting, take notes. Compile those notes and distribute those notes to attendees with action items and next steps highlighted. Well, I think you can remove that second part, Chris Saka. I think you could just leave it to the first part, which is every successful person that I know takes notes. I think there's some commonality in that. I take notes because I have a lot of ideas. I take notes because I don't want those ideas to go away from me. I take notes and I write things down on sticky notes, just like this. I got sticky notes all over my desk. Some of you guys know. The reason is because note-taking is a powerful way to grasp and grab at those ideas in the ether, in those ideas in the ether up above. Because once those ideas are removed, once those ideas go away from you, sometimes they're gone, like vapor, forever. And so for me, writing notes down is really powerful. It's a powerful way to ensure that I remember really great ideas. Remember, obviously, administrative stuff like who to follow up with, what are important things that I need to know contextually about these types of people, these types of ideas. But I tell you, writing notes is a very powerful way of getting the mind engaged with the mechanics of writing, and it keeps those ideas deeper in your mind, deeper in your soul, deeper in your gut. And so write more notes. I've talked about this before. Have a notepad, have a notebook, a moleskin notebook just like this, close to you. Or use your cell phone. Use your cell phone to take better notes, more notes. I'm telling you, and I don't know if this is 100% true, but I feel like it is, that successful people, they take notes. Successful people are willing to write stuff down. Take the time out of their day to write it down and not let it go away from them. Because once that idea is gone, it's gone, guys. It's gone. So that's my final word for today. I hope you guys are taking notes in life. I hope you're self-educating and you're growing every day in life. And let me know. Give me a shout out. Let me know how you're doing in this February. I love being a part of your day. And guys, I know it's going to be a short episode, but that's it. That's all we're covering today. Have a great one. We'll see you next time.